Hey everyone. OMG. I am fired up. How about that? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm just over here snapping when I'm hearing our sisters on here telling their stories, never giving up, holding up the banner and taking a stand and sharing with us so we can have the wisdom to do the same, have the strategy to do the same, and be able to see ourselves and know that we're not invisible. When you hear these stories, don't you just feel seen, right? You feel seen? You feel seen? Anybody else feeling it? Anybody else snapping their fingers? Oh my goodness. So I am, I'm like, when I'm on this camera, when I'm in front of everyone, and if you've ever read my bio, I am the founder of Lamique Beauty, which is a clean color cosmetic brand. And when I think about being a business owner and what it takes to lead a business, it takes a risk taker. But I'll tell you, it came out of a really dark place for me to be labeled at risk. I was 16. And when you are labeled at risk at 16, I'll tell you what they're referring to. Because I remember asking my teacher at my school, why are they calling us at risk? Why do y'all keep saying that these at-risk students? Why are y'all labeling, why are y'all calling us that? And she said, you're at risk for not becoming a productive citizen. You're at risk for ending up in jail. And I was like, why? Because we made a mistake? Oh, I forgot to tell you guys. I was kicked out of high school at 16. And I had to go to an alternative school. And while I was inside of this alternative school, that's when I asked that teacher that question. See, Black girls are 6 times more likely to be expelled from school, 3 times more likely to be suspended, and 4 times more likely to be arrested than white girls. The issues of school pushout leads to learning loss and ultimately incarceration. And that's that at-risk label that I was given at 16. Now, I remember sitting in my corner in my alternative school, working on my lesson. And I just couldn't get over the fact that they had such low standards for our future based on a past mistake that we made. And I remember talking to another teacher in there, and she said, I want to do an exercise with everyone. Write down your 1-year goal, your 5-year goal, and your 10-year goal. And she asked us to do this exercise about a day after I heard that we were being called at risk and that our future was not one that was full of prosperity and good things. And I was devastated. And so I remember saying to my teacher, how can I write down my goals if y'all don't think we're going anywhere? If you don't, if you think that I'm not going to be productive. And she said, why don't you write down your goal and you make it up to yourself to become what you put down as your goal. She said, Kim, it's up to you to prove that. And I remember writing down my goal for 1 year. And it was to graduate high school and go to college, even though everyone around me told me I was not going to be able to get accepted into college because of the fact that I was expelled from high school. And I took then, and then for my 5-year goal, I put down I wanted to be successful because I didn't know what I really wanted to do as an adult. but I just knew I wanted to be successful because I had to prove, or I had to show that I was not going to become the unproductive citizen that they had labeled us as. And so I applied to college. I applied to Clark Atlanta University. My parents had took me out there to visit the school. And I fell in love with Atlanta, Georgia. I'm from Houston, Texas. And I got accepted, even though they told me I wasn't going to be able to. And while there, that's where I started to work at a makeup counter in the mall, just as a part-time job. And when I got ready my senior year to graduate from college, I had worked at the makeup counter the entire time, and I had fell in love with making women feel good about themselves. And I remember talking to my manager, like, I'm getting ready to graduate. She said, where are you going to get a job at? Wherever you put in your resume? And I was like, that's the problem. I've been working part-time at this makeup counter. I have not had an internship. She said, Kim, no worries. She said, you sell more makeup than me. You sell more makeup than anybody in this store. She was like, you can open up your own makeup store. And when she said that, it's almost like I got permission to be risky. I got permission to continue to take those big risks, just like I took that risk applying for college, even though they told me I wasn't going to be able to get in. So I started saving up some money. This is my second semester of my senior year of college. My mom gave me $500. I saved up $9,500, and I opened up my own makeup store in the mall at 21 years old. And while I was there, about a month into being open, I get a letter in the mail for a career day. And it said, our students saw your career in the mall, and they really would like you to come out to the career day and talk about how you got into that career. And I was like, oh, a career day, I don't mind. I love to go out to the school to go talk to the kids. It'd be my first time ever doing it. And so I remember that day, I pulled out that letter to see where the address was of the school. It was like a couple of weeks later, and I pulled it out, and I'm looking at the address, and I'm like, okay, I know where that is. And I was like, that address looks familiar. But so I just I'm driving. I get on the street. I drive up to the campus. I'm like, this is the alternative school that I went to. So I go inside the school. I said, you guys having a career day here? Yes. We're so excited you're here. There are other students there. I get inside the school. I'm like, are they playing a prank on me? I'm like, what is going on? I said, do you know I went to this school? They said, are you kidding me? I said, no. When I told them I went to the school, I explained, because they were explaining to the other professionals that were there for the career day how the school worked, because the school basically worked like a jail, like a juvenile, the way it was on lockdown in different sections. And I was telling them, oh, I know exactly how this school works. And when they found out I went there, I was like, how did you guys find out about me? They said, no, the students went to the mall. They saw your store, and they said that they wanted to own a store like yours and be in the beauty industry like you one day. They didn't know you went to this same alternative school. So they took me around the whole school. I spoke to like every classroom because they said they never had anybody come to career day who had been in the same shoes as the students that attended the school. So from that moment on, I realized that even my mistake at 16 was going to be a misstep that someone else would take that would land them in the same place. And that the 5 years later, Kim, that I wrote down that goal of I just want to be successful, would show up in the form of a business owner just 5 years later. And now, creating my own makeup line from just having a makeup store to now my products being in the largest beauty specialty retailer in the country, Ulta Beauty, and my products being on the virtual shelves of Ulta. I know for a fact that even when you mess up, even when they count you out, someone else will be coming behind you and they would have done the same thing. But because you survived, because you tried again, because you were resilient, because you wiped your tears and kept going anyway, they will know that they can too. Thank you so much. And keep being a risk taker.